Hi guys, Ryan here from the Private Banking Forum, just doing my live daily journal. Just going to show you what I did this morning and how I approached S&P 500. So what we saw a open inside of yesterday's range, at the low of yesterday's distribution, at the low of yesterday's excess, which we see in M period. So and what I saw here is we had a responsive buy in the overnight session back into the previous day's range, and we were pretty flat with a slightly positive skew on Vwap. And what I'd seen, which gave me quite a big heads up today, we might see a bullish move here, is we've come down. I've been expecting this all week actually, a test of last month's value. I mean, we had to come down and test this value area to prove that that there were still buyers in this market. From my perspective, I still do think that we will possibly go higher here, and we've got a weak high at the minute, both made in ETH hours, and pretty much a double top area at the minute. So what we see here is I saw a rejection of last month's value, and we were heading back into this month's developing value here. So what I wanted to do is obviously be a buyer off the open if we opened up inside yesterday's range at the extreme lows. So this is what I did. We see these rotations. I mean, at the time I had a Vwap pegged from here, and on this pullback here to Vwap, I got long and I got fully scaled out into this week's developing value area low, and we see this rotation down. And I was debating whether to add here to my position, but I just hesitated, and I just kept my position on with my stop in place where I below value at the time. And we finally got this nice responsive buy back into this week's developing value, and we tested this week's mean, and this is where I got out. So I mean, this is what it looked like in real time. So I mean, everyone was calling this market short and it was going to sell off today, but I mean, with what I was seeing, I mean, we saw a retracement back to the 20 daily moving average here, and I was expecting some responsive buying from this area possibly, we also tested this sort of high volume node on the composite that we're currently tracking, and this value area higher from this previous value area that was in play and important. And I mean, as you can see, we was riding the 1.5 standard deviation as well as this anchored Vwap value from here, and we finally gave in at these highs, and we've seen a pullback to this developing value again now. So. And this, like I said, this ledge in this high volume node here with very low volume down here into these 30s area. So from what I could see this morning, I wanted to be a buyer. So when we see this market open here and test down, like I said, I just initiated a long position. I mean, I was actually looking to target the 62s, but I mean, I just got out of 59s. I mean, this was good. That area was good enough for me here. Actually, I believe I got out a little bit earlier than that. I got out here at 57s. I mean, on this first test of Vwap. I mean, what I could have done is just trail my stop inside a balance here and inside a value, but it was really like about 12 points in this trade. I'd already banked 3 points off of my scale of the open. So I mean, 15 points for the day on the S&P is a good day. So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to push things today on Friday, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So. This is what I saw going into the open this morning. I got long from 45s here. Could have got in a bit lower, but I was just waiting to see what the order flow was, how the order flow was getting distributed on off the open. So we started to build this low volume area here as bids started to come in and lift the offer higher here, and this is where I decided to initiate my position with a stop below my current support level on my higher time frames. So this is what it looked like when I initiated the position. So I got scaled out pretty quick as we rotated up into value, and then and this is where I got out of my position here. So I ended up targeting. I just closed my position as we rotated into this area here. I mean, like I said, I was done for the day here. Where it's just a great trade, a great rotation up. I mean, I do still think that we're going to come up and possibly test the 62s, and who knows, even that now we've broken above this Vwap and we're looking pretty flat on the week, then we could easily see a reversion to 64 here. So but like I said, it's Friday, I live in London, I've got things to do tonight, so I've just called it an early day today, and I'm going to go out and enjoy the weekend now. So Had a bit of a bad day yesterday. Well, not a bad day. It was I got it wrong yesterday, so I just cut my losses yesterday and called it a day. I mean, I've had a pretty good week this week anyway, so that's it. Interesting to note here though is this current distribution I'm tracking. We've seen yesterday we were at the high of it and we sold all the way down to the low, taking out last week's high and low, and today we've seen responsive buying off of the low, and we've come back and tested the mean again. So just a pretty decent two-way trade and nice volatility in this market at the minute. So if you can read things correct, there's a great opportunities at the minute. Regards to crude, I was looking this morning to sell the 80s. I was looking to sell. I mean, we opened up inside yesterday's yesterday's value. So obviously neutral decision, neutral bias on this market in a minute. Very indecision after this big sell-off. We're sort of just having a break, and I mean you can clearly see that on the weekly developing values that we had this imbalance to the downside, a strong imbalance last week, and then this week we basically just take a breath. We're just catching back up, and the market's just established value again with two-way trade balance. And so what I was looking to do is just sell the other side of the extreme of value today, and I was looking to sell the 80s. So I had a resting limit order at 80s, which I was trying to sell above yesterday's profile, and we came up to the value area high here at 70, and I just never got filled, and that was that. I mean, in hindsight, I probably could have been a bit more aggressive. I mean, as soon as the initial balance came in, I mean, this is a regular pattern that happens. The initial balance comes in, and we see this test above the initial balance reference, and there's just a selling absorption. They just bat it back down. So I mean, this doesn't happen every day, but in these sort of scenarios, that's what I was looking for. But like I said, I was looking for 80s to be tested, which I was going to sell this week's developing value area high, when I would have targeted the other side of value here, but it just never set up for me. So I never got filled on this market. So I'm just going to call it a day here for on the week here, and that's that. So I hope you all had a great week, and you traded safely. And if you have any questions, as always, please ask me on my journal, and I'll catch you all next week. Take care and goodbye.